Is your mom actually on the phone right now? On the
Yeah, my
speakerphone?
mom's right here. I don't know if you can see it.
Hey, what's up?
Take yourself off mute. She said hi.
What'd you think of the touchdown today?
They said, what did you think of the touchdown tonight?
Oh my gosh, I'm just so worn out. It was just outstanding. I couldn't even believe it. I was in shock. And I said, he knows how to pick that ball up and not fall on it. And he got it and kept trucking.
That was Carla Young, the mother of Washington football team's defensive star Chase Young, commenting on her son's incredible fumble recovery for a 47-yard touchdown during the 49ers game. One of many incredible moments of his rookie debut, and really where we got to see how close the two of them are. I'm Jade Kenny, and joining me is Stephanie Jokian and Janine Samuels, and this is a special wow brought to you by Fresh Fine Wine.
You're absolutely right. This is special. It's not our normal wow because it's all about Momma Young. We are taking full advantage of having Carla Young join us here just so that we can learn more about Chase Young, what her thoughts were on the season, and just to get to know her as a mother and as a powerful, powerful woman. So Carla, first of all, welcome to the WOW. We're so excited to have you.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Yes, of course. Now, I have to make sure that we kind of kick things off because as we're recording this, we literally likely all just pulled ourselves away from the TV watching an inauguration. We witnessed the youngest National Youth Poet Laureate, Amanda Gorman. We heard amazing performances of just so much diversity. Lady Gaga, Jennifer Lopez, Garth Brooks, obviously oath of office for Joe Biden. But it's all about the wow. We witnessed oath of office for the first female vice president in the United States. Absolutely unprecedented what we just saw. And so, Carla, I just wanted to kick things off and just get your thoughts on what it is that, how you feel about what our country is experiencing right now with a lot of firsts happening.
I'm just very excited. It's amazing just to be part of history right now. I just really look forward to what is going to happen in the future because I know there's going to be some wonderful things to come. I mean, it just gives me chills today, as I was watching everything. It's just almost unbelievable.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, so I'm just looking forward to the future.
Yeah, I was saying to you guys earlier that I got my two sons, Max and Cam, ages 9 and 10, to sit down and watch the whole thing. And they were so intrigued and inspired. And at one point I said to the younger one, I said, okay, so you need to hurry up and get to be president so I can witness this.
Right.
He's like, well, Mom, do you think that presidents can play video games too, though?
Yes.
Presidents can do whatever they want to do. And
exactly.
I agree with you. It's just one of those experiences where, for younger people, when we see it and we can see that it is possible and that it can happen, I think it's just going to stir up a lot of new dreams and new goals for our young, very diverse nation. And so it was just so exciting. Actually got very emotional through some of it as well. So just wanted to acknowledge what we as 4 women here witnessed with the rest of this country as something that has never happened before.
Yes.
And it's important to note, it might have been the first time we saw it, but it won't be the last. And that's just something really special that we can all do with us today.
Exactly. Anything is possible, as Biden said.
Yeah.
Well, Momma Young, we're going to kick this off. Obviously, we know people know who you are as the mother of Chase Young, Momma Young, as we were talking about. But we want to know, who are you? Can you give us a little bit of intro into who Carla is?
Well, I'm definitely a people person. That I'm just so proud to see Chase out there yelling and encouraging his team because that's me just forever. I just love, that's why this whole COVID pandemic, it's been challenging for me. Just working from home every day. I do miss going in, just being more social. I'd say when I was younger, I just wanted to get married, have kids, put them in activities, cook dinner every day. That's what I wanted to do because I just love family. So I just feel blessed that that's what, the opportunity I had and what I did. I have been, I just love being involved with different activities. I love helping out, volunteering for different, nonprofits and just any opportunity I had to just help others. Those are a few things I like. Basically, I love supporting my kids, and my daughter graduated last May, and she played basketball in college. So right after football, season in college for Chase, we were going to North Carolina or somewhere in that area watching her games like twice a week, every basketball season. So I just love, that's what I've done for the last 25 years, because my daughter always jokes, it's like me and Chase have been her world. That's all she does. So now, Chase being popular and good, it's like now he's giving you a platform and giving you something for you. And, it's just a joke. And it's like, okay, because it's so different, not going to practice, going to a scrimmage, this and that, planning for the next weekend. So it's been odd and a little strange, because this summer would have been my first summer, just planning on doing different things. But because of COVID, we weren't able to do those. So this is just new for me right now. But I'm telling you, all the way up until Chase last year, this time, that's all I focused on, supporting them and doing whatever needed. And that's what I love doing.
So, I have to say, being a mom, being a committed full-time mom, that in and of itself is a full-time job. So I think if that's all that you feel like you've done for 25 years, that is completely enough. And what you've done obviously works, right? Because you now have a son that is playing professional football. And so we actually caught and saw a picture on social media on his, I believe it was his IG account, of when he was younger, probably elementary school or middle school. And underneath it said professional NFL football player. So when was it that he knew that was what he wanted to be when he grew up?
That was like maybe third grade or something. That was that young. But when he was 6 years old, that was the first time he mentioned that. He was like, you all won't have to pay for college because I'm getting a scholarship at 6. He was a quarterback to a 9-10-year-old football team, which is a big deal. I'm learning back then because I don't have any brothers. So a lot of these things, with having a son, taught me a lot. So from then on, he just had a passion for it. He played various sports. But football is what he had a passion for. And that's what he always said. And I have to share that when I went to University of Maryland for a visit, that was like our first visit where we sat down, just with the coaches. And we were just watching a video that they shared, and it just brought tears to my eyes. And the coaches was like, what's wrong with you? And it's like, I shared the story about him at 6 saying, you all won't have to pay for college. And at that moment, we already knew, based on his offers, it's like, what he said came to pass. And I just felt blessed and just excited. So.
As a mom, that's why I just admire moms out there, because you put that in him. You put that desire, that goal, that dream in him, and then you helped make that possible. And so that's what's so powerful about being a parent, is that you really can shape their mind and what's possible for them.
Yeah.
So
and I didn't know, I guess at that time, because my husband, he would be so hard on him, and he would coach him at these ages. And, still as a mother, and I am hard on Chase, but even back then, it's like he would jump off sides, and my husband would be like, what are you doing? Jumping off. And I'm like, who are you yelling at? I would be on the sidelines. Like, you didn't yell at John over there. You didn't yell at. So it was just like, on the way to the games every week, he would tell Chase what not to do. When you get in there, don't do this, don't do that. And I'm telling you, as soon as he got in there, he would do what his dad said not to do. Then on the way home, we would talk about, I told you, and it's just like, it's not working. So whatever you're telling him on the way is not working. So he would just be crazy, funny, but it's just like, oh my gosh. So we had fun all of those years. That happened forever.
that's awesome. So football is obviously a contact sport. Were you okay with him playing at an early age? I know it's a fear a lot of us moms have when it comes to their children and what sports they choose. What are your thoughts on that?
I didn't have any fear. When he was 2, I was calling every community center, everything to see when he could play, because it's like, how old? I mean, what's the youngest you can be? And I found one place for basketball. I wanted him to get in any sport, as early as possible. Just so it was a basketball team, and it was just for 2 and 3-year-olds, and it's just for them to get acclimated to being on a team, and then where they can run over to their parents and give them a hug, during the time they're on the court, just so they can get comfortable. So that was the beginning. So from then, on, he was participating in everything: basketball, football, track, soccer. He did several. He wanted to play hockey. That's one thing I didn't let him play, because I just felt like, the way hockey can get out there fighting and falling on that ice. So that was one sport I was against, but I never had a problem with any other sport.
I love that. You just saw the passion and the fighter in Chase and just handle it. Was there ever a moment with Chase that he wanted to stop playing or had a difficult time and wanted to give up?
Never. That's it. The only thing he felt like that about was an instrument, because I made him play the piano, the violin, the saxophone, and what else was it? Yeah, he was playing an instrument all the way up through 8th grade. And then in high school, I encouraged him, I'd say, to be in the choir, and he did. And then he had a few football players follow him. And like I always say, don't be a get-wit, nitwit, be a trendsetter.
I'm gonna have to steal it. I'm gonna have to steal that.
Love that. So let's switch gears and talk about this season, right? And so you were able to answer that last question. Was there ever a point when your son wanted to give up? And you quickly said never. And that's why he is where he is right now today, because he never had that mentality of giving up. So let's take it back to draft night. We've all seen the video of Chase outside of your house celebrating that he was selected by the Washington team. Walk us through the emotions that night.
I just think I was just nervous, just really nervous. I don't know. All day we were preparing, just for the day, since, COVID, and we couldn't have many people in. So all day we were just preparing, and me just being nervous and excited, because I'm a nervous type of person anyway, just hyper type of personality. So that night, right before it happened, I didn't even realize it was happening when it happened, because, they called. I don't know if you really pay attention to when they announced it on TV. It just, the timing wasn't right. It's like, I didn't know that was just it. Just understanding how they were doing the call and the timing of when they said it and when, because Coach Rivera called before, and it's like, is that it? I mean, does that mean, they called before they announced it.
Yeah.
And then I was pulling on my daughter, and it's like, Mom, calm down. And she was like, you about to pull that hat out, and it's not even time. So I was just nervous. I was all over the place, but I was just so excited, because it's like this time has finally come. Mm-hmm. I mean, just a dream. That is a dream. Chase's dream.
Now he's, been named captain in his rookie season, voted to the Pro Bowl. We always say if we could start our morning off with Chase hyping us up, we would be active, right? So did you instill that in him at an early age, or has he always been like that?
Well, of course, you're a product of your environment. So just even being around, because I am the hype person, just period. You know what I mean? Yelling just for years when they were younger, and it's like, Carla, you just so loud, this and that. But I would get a jersey to match every jersey on every team he's ever been on, so we can match at the games. And just yelling, not caring who. I will be the only parent out there, rain, sleet, or snow, on the rails, standing up the whole game. And I will always encourage him to, just encourage and not worry about what people say in that aspect, unless it's your parents or someone close to you. You know what I'm saying when I say don't worry about what people say. Yeah. Just be free and that's what I did. And, I think early in high school, I could just see the transition in him and just coming out of his shell some, because I feel as though, because he's always been a great athlete, people would gravitate, his peers, towards him anyway, although he may not be out there pushing them the same. They would just gravitate just because, his athletic ability. Mm-hmm. But I think in like 9th and 10th grade, he just ended up just coming out of his shell the most. So when, I saw him, the beginning of the season, just encouraging, I was so excited, because he would just be like, let's go. That's what I say on the sidelines. At Ohio State, I call Coach Meyer like almost every football game, game this year. And like, Coach Meyer, it's that time. And he'll be like, crazy girl, because that's my buddy. Mm-hmm. So, because he knows for my children, that's what I do. I don't care how crazy I get. It's like, I'll get crazy for them. And again, you see, like I say, the finished product of him. So I see he's doing the same thing basically. And he wants the best for his team, for anybody. He really has a kind heart and just really cares about people. Because if you meet him in person, I don't know if you've met him. Have you?
We have not had the opportunity. Okay. No, not yet.
He's like very reserved though. And people are like, is that the same guy out there on the field? Because he's just very laid back.
Yeah. And that's totally fine, because he shines when he's out there, and he does what he's supposed to do when he's supposed to, right? And and my dad,
I don't know, my dad, he passed like 9 years ago, and he has a portrait of my dad on his arm and a tattoo. My dad never had, like I say, any sons. So he would go to Chase's games and yell, and he didn't care either. Who's number 57 playing with your mouthpiece? Now, these are 6 and 7-year-olds. You need to get out the game if you want to play with a mouthpiece. And we would say, Daddy, that's somebody's child. You can't talk about them. I don't care. So, he would get on Chase and be so hard on him. And Chase just loved that. You know what I mean? He just did a lot because he just loved having a boy, because he never had one. So he really misses my dad. And he, will always say when he's looking up and going like this, he just feels his spirit out there during the game. And my dad, I took after him. So that, tells you something. He reminds me of him when he's out there just going off, pushing people and yelling, because that was my dad.
Thank you for sharing that.
Yeah.
I was, when prepping for this interview, I was looking at a video from Ohio State when you were mic'd up during a game.
Oh, yeah.
Identical to Chase Brown mic'd up during the Heineke game. And it's just, it's just really cool to see, you guys are definitely, use your son.
Right.
I love it. I love, like, when we were prepping, I was like, I love her energy. It's the same.
Right.
And I want to switch gears and talk about, obviously it was a weird season with COVID. And just different, I'm sure, like you said, you've gone to all of his games. You're used to going to his games, Ohio State. Can you walk us through? I'm sure fans don't fully understand. Were you able to see him a lot this year? Was there a tight bubble? How was that? Just trying to keep the bubble tight. How did that work?
Well, I would go see him maybe once a week or once every 2 weeks and spend a few nights because, you know, he moved to Virginia. It's about an hour and 15 minutes from us. So that's not far. So I would try to go out there, you know, and spend a night or two with them once a week or once every 2 weeks because they only get 1 day off. And I was like, what? Since this is all new to us, just not knowing what the schedule would be like or, you know, just anything. But yeah, so.
Can you share with us how it was then being able to see him play at FedEx and you did get to go to the game?
Oh, yeah, it was exciting. I mean, that first day, you know, was it the first game that I got to see where he hurt himself in the first quarter? So I was just hurt inside, you know, because I'm just not going to stand up going crazy the whole game if he's not playing. I mean, honestly, I'll support the team, but it's still different if your child isn't out there. Yeah. So I was feeling bad for him because I know he was upset to be injured and can't play. I mean, period. And so early in the game. And he's really, besides his ankles being sprained in Ohio State, and he played on sprained ankles. He never missed games because of injuries, period. So it's just, you know, it was disappointing. But he wasn't out as long as I thought he would even be. So, because, you know, when you're out, that means it affects your stats and just everything. You know what I mean? When you just think what I've learned, it just affects a lot still when you don't play, besides the fact that you just want to play and have fun. But he recovered pretty well. It's a lot of recovery, you know, acupuncture, getting a massage, this, that. I'm like, what are you doing now? And him sending me pictures, getting his massage and this and that. And, you know, when I'm over there, if he's getting it, it's like, I mean, how long are you going to be in there? It's already been an hour. So, but it's all good. So now this is the first time ever that he has some type of downtime. I mean, really ever, because in college, you know, they may have a week off and then they're still training or in school. In last year, this time, it's like, I have to go train and get ready for the draft. You know what I mean? So this is the first time, just period, that he has, you know, to just sit down and take a break. So I was worried about that for a minute, you know, because when you're used to being on a schedule, it's just like a shock when you have to be still. So we'll see. He's doing fine. I told him if he gets another tattoo.
He's in trouble.
Bring that up. I saw that.
I never let him get tattoos, you know, or get his ears pierced or dye his hair. He couldn't do any of that stuff before college. You know, I would say when you're 21, you can get a tattoo, but you're not getting a tattoo, just hoping that it would last. And of course it didn't. The first year in college, he got a tattoo and his ear pierced and he dyed his hair. So he shared those things one at a time. And then his sister told me, you know, Chase, this, that. So they just, you know, find a way to tell me. But it's just funny because even now he wants to let me know what he's doing, even if he knows I might not approve. But it's just, Ma, are you still going to love me if I get a tattoo? That's what he said in the beginning. Like, of course I am.
Of course you are.
So,
you know, it's so wonderful just hearing these stories, obviously about Chase, but about how, you know, close you are with your children and, you know, the unity that you have within your family. And obviously we have a lot of female listeners for the WOW show. And so let's shift gears a little bit and talk about you and how you were able to kind of create this family unit, this bond. What advice do you have for women out there that are maybe thinking about starting a family, or just women in general, on just being positive and uplifting and empowering? Because obviously that's who you are, because you know, the end product is the woman that we're we're talking to, but then
Right.
also your, you know, your children that are amazing in and of themselves. So what advice do you have?
Well, I would say just be ready to be sold out for your children. Sometimes I feel like some people just aren't ready for really what it requires, because even I've always worked. So even having a job, a husband, you know what I mean, kids, that's a lot as far as even, you know, having them in activities. That's a lot in itself when you work. It's a lot of tired days, whether you're married or not. I mean, especially when you have more than one child. And just being supportive, and like keeping God first. That's what they were taught, because we went to church every Sunday, Bible study, you know, and I had them, you know, participate like on the customer service ministry at times. And that's what I would share as far as them trying, you know, to get them acclimated to people and helping them to not be shy, because I was shy, believe it or not, when I was young. And I did not want my kids to be shy, because you miss out on a lot when you're shy. So I would make sure they're in every play at school, having lead roles, encourage them that they could do it, you know, just all those things when they were really young. And with Chase, I would teach him it's okay to hug and kiss me, you know, your parents in front of your friends. I mean, really these things when they're young, because peer pressure is terrible. When he was in high school, the coaches were like, "Ma, you kissing him? You don't kiss your mother out here before a game." And, you know, Chase at that point, it's like, whatever, I'm going to kiss my mother. Yeah. So, you know, it's like after the first game at the Matthew, when he transferred, they were like, "Man, keep kissing him, keep kissing him. If he plays like that because of the kiss him all day." But just those things, just love on them, be there, stay and watch every scrimmage. You know, not go to the mall. Some people, it's only a scrimmage. It's like, so they need to know that you're here, whether they play good or, you know what I mean, or not, just to have that security and that support. Those are some really important things. I mean, like eating dinner every day together. That's what we did. They never had a TV in their room. You know what I mean? Because those things still separate the family. I mean, these are some prime things I just believe that make a difference. Not Chase got a cell phone in high school. And of course he cried one along the way. "Ma, kindergartners have phones." This, I'm like, well, you won't have one. But again, you know, they just won't know the blessing that it is yet. You know what I mean? They're kids. So we have to control that, and we can control it if we control it. What are some other important things? You know, we would just make sure we just, of course, control friends, you know, who spent the night, never really letting them go out and spend the night out. I mean, and I transformed our living room just to a casual room outside of the family room where they could set up the game. So when he did have company, I can just walk right over there and see what's going on. Because again, one bad mistake out here can just ruin your child, whether it be, you know what I mean, from an outsider or what. And it's just not worth taking a risk. Just being kind of strict. I know I was considered so strict, but and other parents would debate with me. I mean, he's on honor roll. He's this, that. You can't get him a phone. No. Do what you do, and I'll just do what I do, you know? And then when he went to college, you know how they go back and look at all of your social media, just as far as before they even accept you in college. And like I would tell Chase, that's a teachable moment. Just think about you being, say, in the 6th and 7th grade, being just immature, making mistakes. They go all the way back to whenever you started just to see where your mind is. You just never know. So it really protects you. But kids don't understand that until later.
Right.
So those are just some things.
Yeah, those are amazing. I mean, I'm right with you with the no cell phone and the, you know, all of that stuff. I really believe in that. So you mentioned being shy. So this brought about a question we asked a lot of our interviewees. What advice would you give your younger self if you could?
Um, well, I just really think the encouragement dealing with shyness, it really comes from like your parents. You know what I mean? That's the help that you need, because when you're young and shy, it's hard for you to do anything to me on your own. You know what I mean? If you don't recognize what you are, because, you know, over time, it's, you know, you get a little older and it's like, I recognize that I'm shy, and it's like I'm scared or nervous, or they're going to laugh if I'm in a play, this and that, just caring about that. And I don't know, I'm just thinking maybe that's something. My mom was really shy too, she said, when she was young. But people are just different. And that's just one thing. We weren't involved in a lot. We would do, as far as me growing up, just different activities with the school, and maybe with the rec, you know, the 6 and 8 week activities. But, you know, I guess we sent our kids to private school from the beginning. And it's just a little, I mean, I just feel like it is a difference in certain public schools versus private schools. I mean, in just so many different areas, as far as opportunities of activities, just everything. And I've, you know, debated with people about it, but I just really think it's a difference. And I'm sure you have kids and you know what's good, what school districts are good, what's this, that. So based on at the time, it's like, if we move in this area, we're going to have to, you know, just pay for school, just period. And it's like, get used to paying what you pay for daycare just for school forever, and you won't feel like you're missing it. And that's just what we did. So, and we switched schools over time. If this wasn't right or whatever, that's another piece of advice. Okay. If you have a gut feeling about something that's not right in a school, or just with the administration or whatever dealing with your child, it's okay to move instead of trying to wait another year to see, you know what I mean? How it's like, it takes a lot of energy and a lot of paperwork, because, you know, all the paperwork to get accepted, just so much, but it's just worth it. Because my kids have moved, you know, a few times as far as schools for different reasons. I mean, this one school we went to, the day of orientation, and I asked this new, I guess the head over math, about the curriculum, and he acted so unsure of what it was, and it's like, come on, let's go, we're leaving. And then next week we went and registered and enrolled into a different private school. I mean, come on, when you're paying to, I mean, come on now. No.
That's brave. I'm taking all your advice.
Yeah, I'm just saying, you just have to have faith, and God is who I believe in. I mean, and just move on, because sometimes those signs are meant for you. Mm-hmm. I mean, for your circumstances, and other people can't really, you know, compare their circumstances to yours and what you want for your kids, because only you know really in your heart what you want for your kids. So, and people would talk about us all the time, you know, close people. I mean, you sure it's not you all? I mean, every year you all on a different football team, like league, boys and girls club. And it's just like, we're fine. And then, you know, eventually, again, like I say, look how things panned out. Sometimes you just still have to move if things don't seem fair. All we ask for is fairness.
Yeah.
I mean, come on now. Some coaches, we all know about these coaches sometime in Little League.
Mm-hmm. I love that you're saying trust your gut. Like a mom knows. And
exactly.
It really worked out.
Yeah.
Carla, unfortunately, we're coming to an end. It has been so great having you on. Before we wrap up, I'm going to try to get some behind the scenes and some inside knowledge. There's a photo of Chase Young after the Eagles game where we clinched the NFC East title. He's on the phone. He's on the field in his NFC East shirt. I'm hoping he was talking to you, and if so,
you had sent me a text. Hey, Carla, is that you? Chase is talking to on the field when he's like, "Ma, I'm reminiscing." You know, he had FaceTime. He's like, "I'm reminiscing." I'm like, already, you know, because the game just ended.
That's what I we wanted to know. We wanted to kind of get his emotions at that time and also your emotions. I mean, it was his rookie season. The team has undergone, a new name, a new executive leadership. And I just want to get, how did it feel to see your son in his rookie year, NFC East division, and then playing in that playoff game against Tom Brady? Can you just walk us through those emotions?
It was just so exciting and wonderful. And I was just, then when I saw, I don't even know if I expected the whole walking out on the field thing has never happened after a game. So I was like, wow, he's really feeling, touched, just something extra special that day. I feel like for that call, from the field like that. So it just made me feel good and just proud. I'm just so proud of him. I just don't know what to say. I was like, what am I going to say, Chase? I'm just proud. And I always say, keep doing what you're doing, because I always talk to him every game day before the game. In the morning, I send him a scripture. Then I post something like it's go time right before the game. Then we talk for about an hour or two. He'll talk to me while he's washing up, going getting his COVID test, getting his breakfast in the hotel on FaceTime, and just talk about other things, because I don't like talking about football all the time, just because that's all everybody talks about. So we just kind of talk about other stuff.
Whatever you're doing, if you can keep it up for next season.
Thank you. I'm so excited about next season, hoping and praying that we'll be past COVID to at least where we can go to the games. And so I can see what a regular season looks, is like, because I had never gone to an NFL game until this year.
Yeah. Well, we will definitely see you there soon, and we will definitely have regular life, but we want you to keep it up, not just for next season, but the season after that, and the season after that, and the season after that. And I'm your word.
And just now I have to hope that he won't want to go to the beach and this and that. These are the things that I'm telling you, as a mother, is something always on your mind, a just slight concern or worry with your kids. I'm telling you, I thought it would get better the older you get, but it doesn't. It's just like, oh gosh, he's 21 now, so he can go to Miami, because all through college, Mom, we going to Miami. The team, I'm like, you're not going. I don't care who's going. You're not going. I don't care that you're in college, this, that. So he still has never been to Miami. So now he can go. So I don't know when he's going to go.
Love it.
But I know I talked you all to death, but
this is
we will have you back. Make this your turn check-in with Mama Carla here on the Wow.
Okay. Okay.
Athletic field with your pom-poms and the same energy in the stands that we see on the sidelines with Chase.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you. And I see the Wild is something, when I looked it up, that you can join. Anyone can join or what? So I was like, okay, that's something I could do and get involved in.
Please do.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll send you all the information so that you can come to some of our events and hang out with us when we're, can do all of that. But we still have virtual events going on and everything. So we'll make sure we get you.
Thank you. And I do have a big village, friends from before kids, again, as far as supporting whatever. So just let me know, and we will all be happy to support.
Oh, thank you. I love that. The is real. Yep.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, thanks.
Has your business been affected by COVID-19? Have you considered reducing or moving your office space? Then it's time to call Victory Van. We provide the best service and price with flexible options for your company's moving and storage needs. Visit victoryvan.com to get your free moving and storage quote today. For corporate storage and moving, it's always the right move to choose Victory Van. That's victoryvan.com, Victory Van Corporation, delivering excellence for 75 years and proud partner of the Washington football team.
Finch Services Incorporated, recognized in its industry as a world-class organization, is the exclusive supplier of John Deere golf and sports turf maintenance equipment for the Mid-Atlantic region. In business since 1945, Finch helps golf course and sports turf managers maintain some of the most exclusive playing surfaces in the region. Experience the Finch advantage for yourself. Contact one of our golf and sports turf sales specialists to see how we can help you maintain your field of dreams. Go to finchturf.com for more information.
At RTS, game day strategy doesn't stop when the whistle blows. RTS delivers smarter, more responsible waste and recycling services. As an official partner of the Washington football team, RTS is connecting the team and FedEx Field with sustainable solutions to care for the community and the environment. RTS, a better waste company. Find out more at rts.com. A new decade demands a new kind of wine. As consumers continue to embrace healthier lifestyles with beverages that taste great and keep in line with their dietary preferences, and wine is no exception. Fresh Vine Wine thoughtfully crafts great tasting premium wines that are low calorie, low carb, low sugar, keto, vegan friendly, and gluten free. Fresh Vine Wines pairs perfectly with your active lifestyle without sacrificing on taste. Available in select stores in DC and Maryland.
You can hear every Washington football team game on the Team 980 and streaming on the radio.com app. Listen to Team 980 every day for expert analysis, Washington football guests, and your calls along with hosts Kevin Sheehan, Washington football legend Brian Mitchell, Steve Zabin, and more on the official radio of home of the Washington football team. Download the radio.com app and favorite the Team 980 today to listen on your phone or smart speaker. This winter, be confident in a rugged all-wheel drive Honda SUV. Take control with the reliable CRV, the versatile HRV, the 8-passenger Pilot, or the adventurous Passport. With features like Honda Sensing, magic folding seats, and 3 different driving modes. Now is the best time to buy. Don't miss your chance to get a great deal on your favorite Honda SUV. See your local Honda dealer and take on winter today. That'll do it for us. Thanks for joining the WOW, connecting Empire Women through sports. Big thanks to our partner, Fresh Fine Wine. Till next time.
For more than 100 years, Chesapeake Employers Insurance has been helping Maryland businesses keep their workers safe. With competitive pricing and an AM Best A- financial strength rating, it's no surprise that Chesapeake Employers is Maryland's largest writer of workers' comp insurance.
At the end of every workday, someone's waiting for your safe return.
Connect with your agent or visit CEIWC.com.
Reliable power from Novec keeps us connected to so many good things. Life-saving equipment and life-affirming moments depend on reliable, safe electricity that keeps us plugged in and powered up. And as a not-for-profit cooperative owned by the people it serves, Novec keeps rates low and service high. Novec, keeping life bright.
Somewhere in Maryland, Dr. X unleashes his scratch-off masterpiece.
Load the prizes, Cashbot!
Done, Doctor!
Now multiply them!
50 times?
More!
100 times?
Yes, 100 times the cash!
That's $1 million top prize!
Zap, Cashbot, zap!
It's alive!
It's beautiful!
Play all 5 new X multiplier scratch-offs from the Maryland Lottery, like nothing we've created before. Play safely and responsibly.
Not in this Pepsi either. Maybe I need to set the mood.
What is Jim doing?
He heard each can of Pepsi unlocks a Super Bowl halftime experience, so he's been opening Pepsi cans all morning trying to find it.
Shouldn't you tell him he has to, scan the can?
Nah, I'm sure he'll catch on.
No halftime experiences in this one either?
Or not. Scan the can and tune into CBS on February 7th to catch the Pepsi Super Bowl 55 halftime show.
Hey, Washington fans, sports betting is officially live in Virginia. Right now, FanDuel is offering a $25 sign-up bonus to anyone who uses code Washington. Just visit FanDuelSportsbook.com or download the FanDuel Sportsbook app. Use promo code Washington after signing up to get a $25 bonus and site credit. No deposit required. That's promo code Washington. Download the FanDuel Sportsbook app to get started. Must be at least 21 years of age and present in Virginia. Site credit is non-withdrawable and expires in 7 days. Terms apply. See sportsbook.fanduel.com for details. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.